In this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the Comfort Plus saddle. For those of you that have ordered the Comfort Plus saddle, you'll notice that it comes with a little bracket already. This is called a velo clamp, and it's designed for those seat posts that don't have an integrated seat post collar or clamp on there. So these come with them already. If your bike, your ZiZZO bike has the integrated seat post, which would be the Campo, the Via, Forte, Urbano, and the Liberte, then you would need to remove this clamp. But if you've got the Ferro, you could keep it on and use it. But it's really simple. You just get a 14 millimeter wrench or an adjustable crescent wrench. I've already loosened it, but you would just loosen one side, remove it, and then what you're going to do is hold on to this little plate here that I'm going to remove, this guy. You hold on to it, remove it, it's fine. But then you're just going to pull the other side off, and you're pulling that plate and the bolt that holds it in together. Just set it aside. And then here's where it gets a little bit tricky. You're going to open up the two remaining plates, kind of like a butterfly's wing, and it's just gonna pop out like that. And so now you see I have my hands here to catch the pieces because it's just gonna fall apart. But that's it. You just loosen that bolt with a 14 millimeter wrench, slide it out, open it up, and it just falls apart. In the next part of the video, I'm gonna show you guys how to install it onto that integrated seat post that you find on the Liberte Urbano, Forte, Via, and Campo. All right, so in the second half of the video, I'm gonna show you how to replace the stock saddle from the integrated seat post. The first thing you're gonna notice is the rear reflector is in the way. No problem, really easy. Just push, gently push so that it rotates out of the way. The trick is to push in the direction of the clamp and not the reflector. So if you look down right here, you'll see there's this arm and this arm of the reflector. So if you push in this way, easy to push. If you try to push this way, it's a lot harder and it can lock up on you. So this way I just find it's easier to push, just for your reference. Using your 6 millimeter Allen, there's about 22 Newton meters of force, which is quite a bit. So you're gonna turn it counterclockwise or left to loosen it. And I just felt it loosen, and then just loosen it. And the really simple thing is you don't have to take anything off, just loosen it, okay? And now I'm switching to the easier side of the tool. And as I'm twisting and loosening, you'll see this top plate right here, okay? You'll see it moving up, and then you'll see it turn. And once it turns 90 degrees, like that, you simply slide that seat post off. That's it, nothing gets removed. Just slide it off like that. And then we're gonna grab our Comfort saddle. So we've got the saddle off, and we're gonna put the new one on, aligning the rails to the guide on the seat post, or the seat post. And before we tighten everything and get everything back into position, now's a good opportunity to adjust the angle of the saddle so you can rotate it up so the nose is pointing up or pointing down. You can also adjust the fore and aft position of the saddle so you can slide it on the rail if you want to get a little bit closer to the handlebars. Slide it a little further back if you want a little more room in the cockpit. Also help with knee alignment. At the store, at the factory, we actually set it in the neutral position, which is in the middle of the rails and flat. And I'm just going to do that with the one we have here. And now, if you notice, I'm going to push up on the bolt and rotate the plate just like that. So now we have both the bottom plate and the upper plate surrounding the saddle rails. And I'm just gonna put my fingers here to hold everything down, and I'm going to start tightening up that bolt. Just like this. And then when I get to the point where it's offering me a little resistance, I'm gonna turn the Allen key to give me a little bit more leverage. And it's absolutely imperative that you get it back to that 22 Newton meters. just because if the saddle is not tightened properly, it can loosen up on you and you could get hurt, but you could also end up damaging the seat post. So we just want to make sure we get everything nice and tight. And then finally, if you can, rotate that reflector back. If it's too stiff in that direction, just complete the circle, go 360 from the direction you started, and just align the reflector behind the saddle.